What can you do? Well, right now, about a lot of things, not much. Most of us can't control anything about finding a cure. We can't control anything about vaccines, and we've talked about all of that some. But what can you do? Well, one thing is we can control how we respond to the situations around us. The Apostle Paul talked about finding contentment regardless of the circumstances, and that's what we're looking to do through this little journey on these 30 days. One thing that we can do is endure. I think it was Friedrich Nietzsche I first heard this quote from back in my grad school days. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. If you have a why, if you have a reason, we can endure almost anything. The Apostle Paul in Philippians 4, the chapter we spent a good bit of time in, says in verse 13 some words that are familiar to a lot of people. In fact, it may be one of your favorite scriptures for some of you. He says, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. I can do everything. I think you have to do a little paying attention to that, and maybe even granting that may not be the most precise translation of what Paul is saying. I don't think Paul is saying you can do whatever you set your mind to. He didn't just walk out of the prison he was in. He couldn't forestall his own execution. Paul had suffered a lot of things that he could not change. What he could do was endure, and that's probably a better translation here. He's just been talking about all the things that he wants people to think about that are excellent and worthy of praise, and then he says, I can endure all things through Christ who gives me strength. How are you doing with enduring? We can survive anything. Christ is there to give us strength to help us with that. And it's not really about how well we do it or how fast we run the race. Paul at the end of his life says, not that I ran fast, not that I was swift. He doesn't even say his form was very pretty. In fact, quite the opposite. But what Paul could say near the end of his life was, I have run the race, I have finished the course. That's our goal, that's our objective, that's all that's expected of us, is just to hang in there and endure. So here's your challenge for today. Think about that. How do we endure? And maybe ask yourself this question and share your thoughts in the comments below. How does Christ strengthen us and help us endure? How does that work? How does it work for you? Share your thoughts, put a comment, it'll help other people. Let's make it a great day.
It's not an easy road. It's not an easy road. It is not an easy road. We are traveling to heaven, though many are the thorns on the way. It is not an easy road, but the same